Let's dive right into this, because Group K of the 2026 World Cup has already delivered an absolutely massive storyline. We're talking about a dramatic, incredible shift in momentum for the Portuguese national team. They've been navigating some intense media scrutiny, and on top of that, we are literally witnessing unprecedented history being made on the pitch by a living legend. I want you to just think about the number 6 for a second. Honestly, what kind of drive, what kind of obsessive dedication, and what level of physical longevity does it actually take to perform at the absolute highest level of international soccer across 6 different World Cup tournaments? We're talking about a span of 20 years, constantly competing against the absolute best athletes on the planet. Keep that number in the back of your mind as we break down exactly how this tournament is unfolding. Section 1. Group K's rocky start. So going into this tournament, there was mounting pressure on this heavily favored team and, of course, on their aging superstar. Things kicked off on June 17th at the Energy Stadium in Houston, and, well, it was sluggish. Portugal managed a 1-1 draw against DR Congo. Even though they completely dominated possession, they somehow only managed one single shot on target the entire game. That was a 6-minute header by Juan Neves. And the headline that absolutely took over the sports pages the next morning, Cristiano Ronaldo blanked. To add to all that drama, Yoanni Wisses scored in stoppage time of the first half, netting DR Congo's first ever World Cup Finals goal. It was a completely incredible moment for DR Congo, but man, it was a massive wake-up call for the Portuguese squad. Right, so after that opening draw and watching Colombia comfortably beat Uzbekistan 3-1, the standings provided a massive reality check. With Colombia sitting strong at 3 points and DR Congo proving they definitely weren't pushovers, Portugal desperately needed a win against Uzbekistan. They needed to secure their footing and, frankly, just quiet all the noise. Section 2. Manager defends the squad. Okay, you can probably imagine the media feeding frenzy after that 1-1 draw. The criticism mounted instantly. Questions were swirling everywhere about team chemistry, tactical choices, and whether time had, finally caught up with their captain. But head coach Roberto Martinez faced the press and completely shut down the panic. He said, "We are strong and focused. Tension is not part of our team." He fully acknowledged the disappointment, but just aggressively defended his squad. He stressed that they're a team that wants the ball, they want to react quickly, and that all this criticism is just part of the process. He basically built a mental fortress around his players to bridge the gap between that disappointing first game and what absolutely needed to be an explosive second game. Section 3. The 5-star redemption. Now, this is exactly where the narrative completely flips. Back in Houston for Match 2, Portugal stepped onto the pitch looking like a completely different beast. June 23rd, Portugal 5, Uzbekistan 0. Talk about a stark contrast. They went from struggling to find the target against DR Congo to this ruthless, clinical dismantling of Uzbekistan. They passed so aggressively into open spaces, chased down every single second ball, and made Fabio Cannavaro's Uzbekistan side incredibly uncomfortable right from the opening whistle. Let's actually walk through this rapid-fire sequence, because it was relentless. It all started in the 6th minute. João Cancelo feeds the ball, and Ronaldo strikes from inside the box, instantly breaking all that built-up tension. Then, bam, an absolutely brilliant free kick from Nuno Mendes in the 17th minute. In the 39th, Bruno Fernandes sets up Ronaldo for his second of the night. After the half, the relentless pressure forces an unfortunate own goal by Pusenev in the 60th minute, totally shattering any hopes of an Uzbek comeback. And finally, substitute Rafael Leao smashes in a thunderous 5th goal in the 87th minute to complete the rout. It was just absolute dominance. And right at the center of all this chaos, the captain. Ronaldo earned a stellar 9.0 player rating for this match. But, more importantly, those 2 first-half goals firmly ended a heavily discussed 10-game goal drought for him in major international tournaments. He didn't just score here, he completely set the tone. Section 4. Scoring in 6 World Cups. Zooming out from that single match for a second, a career longevity like this is frankly hard to comprehend. That brace against Uzbekistan wasn't just important for Group K, it echoed through the entire history of the sport. Think about this timeline. 2006 in Germany, a young Ronaldo scores a late penalty against Iran. 2010 in South Africa, a goal and a 7-0 thrashing of North Korea. 2014 in Brazil, the game winner against Ghana. 2018 in Russia, arguably his best tournament, netting 4 goals, including that legendary hat-trick against Spain. 2022 in Qatar, another penalty against Ghana. And now, 2026 in the United States, a brilliant brace against Uzbekistan. It's official. He is the first male or female player ever to score in 6 different World Cups. To really put the magnitude of this into perspective, let's look at his great contemporary. Both Cristiano Ronaldo and Argentina's Lionel Messi share the historic record of playing in 6 World Cup tournaments. However, while Messi has an incredible 18 World Cup goals total, he didn't manage to find the net in the 2010 edition. Ronaldo stands entirely alone in scoring a goal in every single edition he has played. And hey, we really can't ignore the physical reality of this achievement. At 41 years old, 41 years and 132 days at the start of the tournament, to be exact, Ronaldo became the oldest outfield player to ever start a World Cup match. And with those goals, he is now the second oldest player to ever score at a World Cup, trailing only the legendary Cameroon forward Roger Milla, who was 42 when he scored back in 1994. Section 5. Rewriting the record books. So, during that 5-0 victory, there was one final, crowning national achievement unlocked. 10. It's a nice, round number, but it literally carries the weight of a nation's entire footballing history. This represents Ronaldo's all-time World Cup goal tally. Why is that number 10 so monumental? Well, for decades, the great Eusebio held the national record, having scored an unbelievable 9 goals all during the 1966 World Cup to lead Portugal to a third-place finish. With his 10th goal against Uzbekistan, Ronaldo finally surpassed Eusebio, officially cementing himself as Portugal's all-time leading World Cup goal scorer. Just to put a bow on these staggering statistics, this latest match was his 230th international cap. He now has over 144 international goals. Both of these are global records that he just continually extends every single time he steps onto the pitch. It's gotten almost routine for him at this point, but we really have to remind ourselves how extraordinary it is to witness. So, what does this all mean? I really want to leave you with this question. Is there any limit to athletic longevity in the modern game? We used to think a soccer player's prime ended in their early 30s, then late 30s. Now, we are watching a 41-year-old completely redefine the boundaries of a sports career on the world's biggest stage. It changes everything about how we view sports science, absolute dedication, and elite performance. Whatever happens next in Group K and the rest of this 2026 tournament, we are watching history unfold in real time. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the pitch and stay curious.